Hi, I'm Dr. Sini Timonen. I'm Head of Postgraduate Studies here at BIMM London, and I'm also the course author of MA Public Music Practice. So the course brings together popular music practitioners from a range of fields: performance, composition, songwriting, production, and entrepreneurship. I'd say the course is really well suited to people who are quite creative, have creative ideas, like to collaborate with others, especially people from other disciplines, people who enjoy project work, because the course is very much based around you working on projects that are meaningful to you. So it's a range of popular music practitioners who can come on to the course. So it is just one course, MA Public Music Practice, but there are 4 potential final awards: performance, composition, production, and entrepreneurship. You only need to make that decision in semester 2 in the spring. We don't ask you to make that decision when you start the course, because we believe that many of you will be developing over the year. You might change your path slightly, so you don't need to commit to anything at interview stage, for instance. It's flexible and it's all about you and what you want to achieve. You'll be doing 5 modules overall. Everyone does the 5 modules, so there are no elective modules, for instance. However, there's a lot of freedom to explore whatever it is that you want to explore within those modules. We'll spend about an hour together. First, I'll tell you more about the course. We'll look at the individual modules, have a bit of a discussion, and then we start going through a range of interview questions. It's all very informal. The questions are on a range of things, but what I mainly concentrate on is trying to figure out whether you and the course are a good fit. And we'll talk about things like what you want to achieve on the masters, why you've applied, what kind of challenges you think you might face, and essentially also where you see yourself in 5 years' time. So how is this course going to help you to get to where you want to get to? For the interview, we do ask you to think about what your major project could look like. And it's very likely that your project will have potentially nothing to do with those initial ideas, but it's just to get a sense of how ambitious your ideas are, what kind of a body of work you want to create on the course. So we very much like to find out about your initial ideas, but you don't have to have everything ready. In semester 1, the focus is very much on you as an individual and where you want to go. And there's a module called Popular Music Practice and Research, where you have one-to-ones with a specialist from your main field. And you also have research seminars, where we have quite a lot of guests coming in, people with PhDs or people doing PhDs, talking about their research. How we approach research on the module and on the course is that we invite you to view your practice through a research lens. So we're not going to do experiments or online surveys. You can do those things if you want to, but essentially what we do is we look into things like practice research, action research, autoethnography, music analysis, video analysis, all those things that might actually help you to develop as a practitioner as well. So using research in that way. So that module very much brings together practice and research. And alongside, you're doing another module in semester 1 that is also about you as an individual. That one is called You and the Popular Music Industry, where you explore the contemporary popular music industry, where it may be going, and how you and your practice might fit in. And in that module we have things like industry engagement sessions as well. In terms of content, you explore things like how music rights work, what success looks like for you in popular music, crowdfunding, self-releasing, also things that are very relevant to you as a practitioner. So that's semester 1. Then when we move over to semester 2, the focus shifts from you as an individual to collaboration. So again, you have a similar module that brings together practice and research, and this time it's all about technology. So there's a module entitled Popular Music and Technology, where you look into things like interactive music systems, using vintage and retro gear, for instance. And in that module, you pretty much got everything. Theory classes, and those are taught within the interdisciplinary group. But you also have workshops with people who do similar things to you, so within your own discipline. And then you have the one-to-ones as well. So this is quite an exciting module that brings together all the good stuff. And alongside, there's a module entitled Exploring Collaborative Practice. This sort of goes back to you and the popular music industry and carries on from that. And in this module, you and your peers organize a symposium that showcases all the amazing work you've done over the year. And you also do some work for industry stakeholders. You need to do 20 hours of project work with industry stakeholders, a company or an individual. So that is actually incorporated into a module. You're not going to do a box standard internship, but the idea is that this is of a higher level. So for instance, you do some session work if you're a performer, or you could work as a part of a research team. So it's all about working together and making those all important industry connections. So that's semester 2. The final semester, semester 3, is dedicated to major project, which is obviously the culmination of your whole degree. And we've already started working on this in semester 1 in Popular Music Practice and Research module, where we put together a proposal for the major project. So essentially, even though major project time is the summer, semester 3, we start working on it straight away. So over the summer, you'll be working on your project, which can be a creative project, an entrepreneurial project, or you can also write a dissertation. So you're likely to be doing a substantial project, and you also need to submit a research report alongside. But it's mainly creative or entrepreneurial work that we expect. And the most popular creative project is an album, but then again, you can really get creative there as well. If you want to think outside the box, you certainly can. One student is working on a music theory textbook, for instance. I've got a student who is working on an event on accessibility in music production. I have a number of projects that are going to incorporate audiovisual content. For instance, there's one project with an EP with accompanying installations. So it can be a range of projects, and we do encourage students to think outside the box, because things always get a little bit more interesting when we have projects like that as well. Let's say in semester 1, the students have a 1 hour one-to-one with a specialist. The research sessions are 3 hours, and the industry classes are 2.5 hours. In the first year, the lessons have been on Monday afternoons and Wednesday evenings. We don't expect students to come in every day, so that's why we've sort of chosen to have a couple of long sessions rather than having an hour here and there. So we understand that people at master's level will have other commitments, they will have jobs. A part-time job is absolutely fine if you want to do this master's degree. If you are working full-time, then things get tricky, because there is quite a lot of independent study as on any master's course. But a part-time job of working 2 or 3 days a week works perfectly well with this degree. If you're a graduate and you're still not quite ready yet, and you would like to spend a year putting together a body of work that you can then take to the industry, I think this course actually is a great match with what you're looking for. In terms of career destinations, so you're working on a more advanced level in your practice, so extra opportunities. Let's say often if you want to teach in FE or HE, nowadays you need a master's level qualification, or let's say if you get into research on the course, you could move over to doing a PhD. So there are these sort of extra opportunities. So you're essentially taking your practice to another level. So if as an undergraduate, your major project was an EP, this time you'll be working on your first album. So it's a step up. So as a master's student, it is the full BIMM experience. So for instance, you can attend all the same master classes as undergraduates or diploma students. You can also go to any of the BIMM extras, short courses that give you the opportunity to learn an extra skill. For instance, in London we have things like drumming for beginners or bass for beginners, and just anything you can really think of. So a wide range of BIMM extras. We've got lots of CV workshops, careers related masterclasses, and some of my current MA students are very involved with those. So yeah, so it's the full BIMM experience.